If there's one thing I wish I was told before I started applying to colleges, it's how expensive applications can be. This is a report from the US World News Report in 2022 where they ranked the most expensive college applications. I don't know what Arkansas Baptist College is, but that's $100 for an application. Stanford University is $90, and Columbia University, 85. Duke is tied with them. If you can see that through the green screen, you can't. Maybe. Yeah, Duke University, $85. What the heck? It's so expensive. And if you're a student that's applying to several schools, those costs can add up really fast, even if they aren't 90 or $100. A lot of state schools or public universities can cost $55, $65. And if you apply to several of those, you can easily reach costs of up to $200 just for the application fees. How do you get around those application fees? There are several ways, because maybe you don't want to pay that, which is totally valid because expensive. So the first way you can get out of paying an application fee is if you're financially qualified. Basically, if you're part of the free or reduced lunch program in the US, or maybe you are able to get an SAT or ACT fee waiver, a lot of times schools, especially like in the Common App, for example, you can select an option saying, oh, I am part of this fee waiver program. Maybe you can waive my fee for this school. And a lot of times schools will waive that because they realize, hey, there's a lot of like high achieving low income students that can't really afford our insane application fees. If you don't qualify for other fee waivers, like the SAT, ACT, or free reduced lunch programs, a lot of times schools can have school-specific fee waivers. For example, maybe you're part of a college help program or something. I think there's some stuff in New York that allows for that. And while they are designed to be for more low-income students, a lot of times there's other students in there that aren't maybe what the nation would consider low income, but still need financial aid. And a lot of schools will say, okay, well, if you're part of this school help program, then we'll waive your fee for being part of the school help program. Other examples can be maybe if you're like in a dual credit program, schools can waive fees. You would need to look into the fees specifically. If you're applying on the Common App, I don't know about Coalition, but if you're applying on the Common App, a lot of times when you're filling out the school-specific questions, they'll say, do you qualify for any of these school-specific fee waivers? And you're able to select if you do. If that doesn't work for some reason, maybe the school doesn't offer something that you qualify for. Sometimes schools will just say, hey, here's an application fee waiver. I got an email from a school saying, hey, if, we're looking at you, you look like maybe a possible good student, we'll waive your application fee, just select this option in the Common App. And I did that, and my fee was waived. That was $65 I did not have to pay for. A lot of states offer college application fee waiver weeks or months. And a lot of these happen either in late September or in October, sometimes November. But the whole purpose of that is to encourage students to get in their applications early with the incentive of not having to pay $100 in application fees. And, it depends on the state because every state is different and it's a little goofy. I tried searching up every state and not every state offers one or it's school specific. So you'll definitely need to do your own research on that, but it's a great way to save money because I was able to submit, I think, like just spur of the moment, like 6 applications without having to pay a dime because of those application fee month, I forget exactly. But those are a great option for students that maybe don't meet the other qualifications of being in a program or falling under a certain tax bracket. If for some reason none of those other options work for you, there's one more way that you can try to get an application fee waiver, and there may be more ways. Again, every school's kind of different and every school has their own incentives. These are just the ones that I found to be helpful. But if for some reason none of those other ways work for you, you can always just reach out. Just send an email to the admissions counselor that's in charge of your class or group, or whatever email that the school asks you to send questions to. All you gotta say is, hello, my name is, and I am interested in applying, but unfortunately, I'm unable to pay the application fee. Would it be possible to get a fee waiver? Something along those lines. I personally have not done that because a couple of the other ways have worked for me, but I did have a friend that missed the application fee week, month, time limit, whatever, and they didn't qualify for the other application fee reasons. So what they did was they just reached out to the admissions counselor, and the admission counselor said, "Yeah, sure, totally understand. Here's a fee waiver that you can use to apply to our school for free, and we're happy to look through your application. It won't affect you at all, blah, 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 all the formal stuff." And they were able to apply to a school that they want to go to for free, just because they asked. If there's any rule that I feel like people should remember when applying to colleges, it's just ask. A lot of times, actually every time at least that I've had to send a question to an admissions counselor, they've been happy to answer, and they usually look forward to helping you out because these admissions counselors want you to go to that school so they can get money. Maybe not the admissions counselor themselves, but the school wants the money. They want the applicants. They want the students interested. A lot of times, the more students they have, the more opportunities they'll be able to, have successful people that are alumni of their school, stuff like that. It's beneficial for the school too that you apply, not just you. It's a mutual thing. It works out great. So when in doubt, just ask questions. Even if it's not about application fees, if you just have a question about an application in general, or maybe you have to ask for more scholarship money, or how to find certain scholarships, or hey, what scholarships do I qualify for? Can you help me through this? You can find that help. It's not that hard. Just feel free to reach out. That's all you gotta do. But if you have any other questions, feel free to comment them below. I'll see if I can help answer them. Or you can visit my link in the bio, my blog, and I have a lot of stuff that answers some common questions there, as well as some great resources. So, yeah, I hope this helped.